before we get to this, I talked to the chairperson of the Brookfield Wakefield Historical Committee this morning and told him that we're struggling with our bathroom and kitchen over there. And I didn't want to call him at the last minute and say it doesn't work. So he appreciated the call. I said, we're struggling to make it, and we're struggling to make it the week after, but I just wanted to give you a heads up. So he said, thank you, and I don't know what he's gonna do.
So we're gonna let everybody off the hot seat to get this done, and you're sure it's not gonna get done too.
Well,
I realize you gotta cover it just in case. I know.
because your sign's up. It's here. So, I mean, all right, we could look at this spreadsheet that Mary Lou gave us.
How much was the original amount we thought it was gonna be?
I think it was 68. Here it is.
Oh, this was the wrong one.
No,
No, I
that's
didn't
just,
put the original amount.
No, the original was 68, it wasn't quite 70 grand.
yeah, it was in that range.
No, I think you're actually pretty much right on.
And that was accounting, was that accounting insurance money?
No,
So,
that we were gonna spend 68,
okay,
and then we had offsetting funds.
funds, okay. All right.
So you still have offsetting funds.
Yep.
And I've listed those on the second page.
What are we looking at? I didn't wanna throw this one away, right? That one
Yeah, you
just
don't
throw it
need
away.
Yeah,
You used the two-pager.
Yeah, because I put income on the bottom instead of on the top. But at least it's there. So far we have income of the 19,746.70, which is the insurance claim fund. We have the grant from Meredith Village Savings Bank at 7,500. The Citizens for Windows, I've already deposited $950. I have another $350 to deposit, and we're still owed $1,250, which includes that $350. So altogether, that's $29,446.
question?
Yeah,
You were talking about citizens of the town, not the bank
citizens of the
citizens.
town, yes. Citizens of the town that have said they would,
Okay.
citizens or groups of the town. Yeah.
I put some numbers in, you saw the email. I wasn't sure of the heat number. I wasn't sure of what we owed. I wasn't sure of any three numbers I put in there.
Yeah.
But I knew we had to put heat in, we had plumber, we owed the plumber more work, and the electrician has to finish up. So on the first page, Mary Lou added those numbers to Gary's numbers.
Yeah, I think your heat's probably rich, well, it's probably high, but it's probably safe high. The lights, when you say the lights, is this the remaining work to get your lights in, switches in, buy the fixtures, all that just?
Fixtures, la, la, la.
That was just, the electrician will do the wiring, that's the fixtures themselves.
$5,000 on fixtures?
I didn't put anything in.
No, no number.
No number.
I see, oh, I'm sorry.
I don't know what.
No,
Good luck on
yeah, no,
your eyes are
my eyes are blurring out here, okay, I'm sorry,
down. There you go.
yeah,
So
all
that
right,
one's
lights,
blank.
blank, I was doing that, I was like, $5,000 for lights, what kind of lights we buying?
Nice.
Really? Tiffany chandeliers in there. Okay, that's, all right, I'll just,
And the floor, I assumed we would just paint the floor, but it would be paint. Do they have to do anything else now that it's been shimmed and
Well, it's wavy.
Which floor are you talking about?
the hardwood
Schoolhouse.
floor.
The whole floor, not the bathroom floor.
right? I'm assuming that's what you were talking
Yes.
about on this one,
Yes.
yeah. Don't you think we have to deal with wavy?
We don't have to. We have to acknowledge it's wavy, or we can paint it the way it is, or we can try to sand it. If we try to sand it, we have to be careful that we don't sand too much.
Right.
Because according to Gary, our amount of flooring left is insufficient to really get a good sand on it, right?
In the back?
In certain parts of it, he said there are certain parts that it's been sanded at least.
I know that's true in the townhouse. I'm not sure if I heard him say that about the
Right.
schoolhouse.
He didn't, he was talking about the front.
Some in the front, okay, maybe that's what I was thinking about then.
Well, we can paint it and leave it the way it is and deal with it in the future.
Yeah, that's clearly gonna be a big expense to replace that flooring
If we
or
have-
sand it and redo it, one of the two. If it's wavy, I don't know if it's beyond salvage or not, you know, it might be redo type thing. You know, but we don't have money for either sanding and refinishing a floor.
Just leave it for now.
Don't even paint it then.
I wouldn't even paint it right now. It's,
Right.
there's a lot going on in there.
Because if we have to sand it, we're gonna lose the paint, so let's
Yeah.
leave it alone. Okay,
Yeah,
that's fine. That's a strategy. So when I do the sum up here, it looks like we're about $10,000 over our original estimate, but we also had $10,000 worth of income. So the impact to the town is right on, we're very close to being right on.
Are we affected by the amount that we said we could spend?
That was more of my concern for this year, was what did we budget for this year? And that's what, I don't know, maybe I will rely on Mary Lou to say how we can do this without blowing the budget.
right. So here's what I'm seeing. Remember I had multiple conversations with Mrs. DRA. I'm gonna forget her name.
Sam's.
Yes, Jeannie Sams. So what will happen is, this may well end up being the spreadsheet that says what we spend for the schoolhouse. And what will happen is, if whatever money we get in, I'm gonna round the 29,004 to say 30,000. Say we get $30,000 in, $30,000 of expenses that are up here on the top part of it are currently sitting on the budget. They will come out of the budget and go against that income. So it will be a separate spreadsheet that, Jeannie says you don't need to show it anywhere. It shows on an MS5, which is a report we send to the state, so she will see it. But I feel the townspeople are owed the explanation. So my proposal is $30,000 of the expenses that are currently sitting here on the budget pages, but as well, 7,500 of the income will also go away, because I will show the income that we got, that 30,000 in income, and then show the expenses, show $30,000 worth of expenses against it. So then what you have on the budget side is, we had 28,000 here in the budget. So you've got 58,000 to play with. Now, go ahead.
We're gonna spend, if we take these proposals, we're gonna spend 80.
Yep,
We've got 30 coming in against it,
yep.
so we have to find 50 in the budget.
So you've got 28
Right.
here,
Okay, 28, I don't know which line item you're talking about.
because you've got 28 here. So if we've got
28 out of operating?
out of operating,
Whereas,
yep, that was in this year's budget.
yeah, see, so we
So just forget the numbers that are in the used column for
Yep,
now,
yep,
okay?
Yep.
So you've got 28,000 there.
yep.
The other thing that could be done, I was looking at what was in the trust fund at the end of the year for building and grounds. So that again would be outside the budget, would go on this spreadsheet, so you'd have another 36,000 there.
But we don't need that.
You might need part of it.
made
Little-
some of it,
little-
yeah.
We need, what we can do, we're trying to get $50,000.
Yep,
We have 28 in operating,
yep,
so we need 12 more
yeah.
out of the trust.
Plus you have the 5,000 you did for the painting,
For the what?
for the painting and the salt shed and all that.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, right, absolutely right,
Plus,
you're right.
there's,
You're right.
plus there's, I didn't list what I already paid to, the painting of this building, which was,
But that's all operating.
that's all operating, but it'll come out of that 28,000.
Oh
That
my-
28 grand, that's what it's gonna come out of.
So 48, so you've got 5,000 here.
Okay. So I think you're saying we're okay.
I think we're okay.
We might have to take 10 or so out of the trust fund, which we were planning to do anyway.
When we said we were going to spend the money on the town, on this building,
Yep,
the amount we said we spent was that, forgetting all of where we're getting the money from, we were only going to spend $68,000 to fix that building.
That's right.
That was our projected cost to do
That's
that.
right.
Okay, we ended up coming $9,000 over, right?
68,
Yeah, you'll be somewhere,
Close to 11,000.
yeah, 11,000 and I don't
So-
know, lights and alarm.
So we came over $11,000 when we proposed this. So, I mean, somebody's gonna ask us about that, so we have to be prepared to justify that, because we went with a thing that Gary had
as a spreadsheet.
as
an
our
es-
spreadsheet, so we went over that. So somebody's gonna say, where did you go over by $11,000?
Now, my question is, was the 68,000, did that include the heating system that, because in this, we're including the heating system that we did for the townhouse.
That's true.
That's true.
So that's not really part of the schoolhouse project, which
That's
was
true.
originally.
Good point.
That's 10,000. That was 10,000 we paid him.
Yeah, right?
9,000, 4 and 9.
And then some other odds and ends, so it was around
So
10
that's right,
grand.
so it's pretty close.
Yeah, okay, that makes me feel better. I forgot about that. We have
Me
the
too.
other meeting.
Me
Yep.
too.
Yes, and he always said the heating was outside that
Yeah, but we
65,000.
knew we had
So we're
heat.
real close.
Because we didn't heat anything in the schoolhouse, we're only heating the other.
Yeah, we're gonna add a Renai, and that's, that's relatively low money, but we got a projector right here. And like I said, it's probably a high number, but still, it's a number we can use, and we're still within.
So the heating should theoretically be shown somewhere else, not part of that project.
It should be out of that project, I guess. It'd be, the line that Rich put in, the 5,000 heat, that's for the schoolhouse, right? That was what you intend, that's the Renai heater, and so really
The money that's up above to traditional trades,
Yeah.
yeah, that should, I guess, is really not part of,
so that should
That's
come
10,000
into, so I'll highlight it, so
$10,000.
this, and
Now that comes out of
that comes out of the regular budget.
the trust or whatever, but it's not part
Right.
of our estimate. We made that, that's
Right.
fine.
Okay, that makes me feel better.
Yeah.
Where's my other money?
So we should just spin that out
Yes,
yeah,
send
they
that
get
out.
these,
and say we spent the money, but it wasn't part of the project.
so these 4 lines should come out. Even that White Mountain line, that's really part of the schoolhouse project, but it was to get the heat up there. And then so this last 690, so really, that's.
$10,000.
It's about $10,000, so we're pretty close to what we were hoping to spend. I
Yeah.
think. And some of these numbers here, like I said,
Our swags, they're high.
that heat, Gary said a Renai heater might cost a couple grand, but, so if we save a couple bit
Yeah.
there, but the money money might go to the lights, so I think the high estimates there help compensate for lighting that we're gonna need to still spend.
So this says that we can sign the contract with Gary to finish it up and still be very close to budget.
Yes.
Right.
That's why we were meeting tonight. to give
That's what
you-
we wanted to do, because we wanted to make sure that we had it and we were on
Know where it
budget.
was gonna come from.
Yeah, I feel comfortable with that, because with that money taken out, we were able to do the job, basically what we said we would.
Yeah, for a while, we were working with kind of like just rough numbers, and I wanted to get this, so I think that's what we did, right?
This is very good. This is good. If we spin out the 10 for the budget, show it, but it's not part of the project,
Yeah,
and that's excellent.
yeah, and the way the DRA is saying we could do this, it's all kosher, and it's all above board, so we're good.
Yeah,
If you're comfortable, I'm comfortable.
yeah. But I will include this in the town report, or whatever we end up with for the numbers, to show we had, 30,000 come in for round numbers, and we spent 30,000.
Everyone needs to know where that money came and went,
Sure,
and
absolutely.
show what we
Yeah.
did, and it's,
Where it came from, trust fund, operating,
Yeah,
donations.
At town meeting, we knew by that time to say that we had the insurance claim that was up front.
right,
You had mentioned 7,500, I believe, at
was a
that.
yes, I
Possibility.
did have it by that time. I
Okay.
got it in January,
So the additional money that was never mentioned is the donations for windows.
windows.
Okay, so that was since that meeting, it was, I
Yeah.
don't know, $2,000 that has arrived
Yep,
since then.
which I think is incredible and very generous of.
And how many windows do you have left for people to donate?
Let's see, I think we have 7, so we have 5.5 left,
And
'Cause I don't know
$350 each.
$350 each.
And it would be nice
Make a
if
check
people
out
were able to do that.
To the town of Brookfield, and send it or bring it home.
Good. We have a motion on moving forward with Gary.
Okay, I'll make a motion, we accept the proposal that Gary put forth on Tuesday, which
It's the
Is-
1316.
13.6, which is the finishing, it's the finished work within the schoolhouse. And
Okay.
he had it spelled out pretty well to include painting the chimney.
So
And-
the only other thing, could we just amend that motion to include the wainscot option 1? Because he had that listed as separate, and I wasn't real clear on that when I read his estimate.
Yeah, because we could save 300 or so by doing paneling
But I think it would look better.
or do the real
and like it was
wainscoting. I think
more-
for 300 more bucks, I'd rather do real wainscoting, it just look better and probably last.
And like it used to.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
Okay,
so-
buy that.
All right, so to amend the motion, that we will include option 1, the wainscoting for $12.50 on top of the 13,610.
Yep.
Okay.
Second?
Second?
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So I was reading this properly. He looked like it was his 13,610, then this is
Yeah,
an
and it
additional
goes-
option.
That's correct.
Okay. So that's how I listed it.
Okay, we'll find that, we'll get the, I'll send him some mail tonight, or I'll call him. He can go forward, we're gonna sign the contract.
Is he still in there?
No, he went home.
Okay.
Anything else for tonight?
Let me think for a second. I don't think it's, no, I guess not.
No, I'm good.
I'm good.
Okay, meeting's adjourned, thank you.